Alright guys, how's it going today? Got another video here for you. As always, if you haven't heard, I do Android videos. Pretty cool, huh? We're going to do a video here on this HTC One M8, and I'm going to actually show you how to take this device right here, running Sense, HTC Sense and all that kind of good stuff, and we're going to show you how to take this and turn it into a Google Play Edition HTC One M8, but it will be for Verizon. So I'm pretty excited about this, so I'm going to go ahead and show it to you. It's basically a ROM that's going to convert this thing over to the Google Play Edition, which is very slick. I'm really excited, and the reason I'm excited is because it is Verizon, and you can't get a Verizon Google Play Edition ROM, or Google Play Edition device, let's put it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do it. Well, first, before we do that, we're going to have to do some prerequisites, okay? So the prerequisites for this thing are, you're going to actually have to go ahead and get SOF on this device. Once you get SOF, you're going to have to go ahead and get it unlocked, although I think that's all done in the same step. It is actually. So if you don't have that, you have to get root, then you have to do SOF/unlock, and once you do that, you have to flash a custom recovery. Alright? If you don't know how to do any of those steps, stop watching this video, watch the rest of my playlist on YouTube or Rootjunky.com, and find out how to do those things and get that done first, and then you'll be able to follow the process that I'm going to show you right here today. Once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and download the ROM. I've got my ROM right here. It's called GPE M8VZW for Verizon, and Digital High, and that's the name of it because that's the name of the developer. Alright, so you got it downloaded, you know where it's at. That's going to be the most important thing you can do here. So we're going to go ahead and shoot back and go ahead and boot into recovery. Now, what I've got right here, the reason this looks a little different than, you know, stock HTC One M8 is I'm running Viper ROM on this right now, Viper One M8 ROM. Very cool ROM, absolutely love it. That's why it looks a little different. So you may not have this option right here, which is restart and then do a reboot to recovery. That's how I'm going to get into recovery. You can also do with some button combinations through HBoot, and like I said, if you watch my other videos, you'll know how to get into recovery. So I'm going to boot into recovery. Now this recovery is official TeamWin recovery project, so you can actually download it from TeamWin. I think it's teamwin.com or something like that. I can't remember what the name of the site is, and get it from them and flash it over with some commands, or use Flashify actually for that matter if you want to do that. Alright, so here we go. We're in recovery. And also mention, I guess before I say it, I mentioned Flashify. I do have a video on Flashify if you want to know how to use it. It's a very cool application. Okay, so we're in recovery. We have this Google Play Edition ROM that we want to flash. Well, first thing you're going to want to do, just like you do before you do anything, is go ahead and run a Nandroid Backup. Make sure everything's checked, swipe across, let this run, probably take 10 minutes, and you'll create your Nandroid Backup. Alright, so I'm going to say that's done. And I'm going to show you right here. I just did a backup a couple minutes ago, and it's that Viper One M8 ROM. I did that little backup, and I have another backup of complete stock up there as well. Alright, so we've got our backups done. We're good. First thing you want to do is go ahead and go in here and do a wipe. So a normal swipe across wipe goes here, and it absolutely wipes data, cache, and Delvik. And you can read it right up there. So we're going to go ahead and swipe across, and this is going to wipe those things out. So we have a clean factory reset device to do our install. So we're going to go ahead and go back, go to install, and actually my folder opened right up. I have this on my external SD card in a folder called ROMs, and right there you can see the zip is right on top. So go ahead and select the zip. Alright, so it's selected, and just go ahead and swipe across the flash. Now this zip is actually not very big. It's about 600 megabytes, so it really shouldn't take too terribly long to install this, which I'm pretty excited for. Not taking too long, and then we're gonna boot it up and we're gonna check this thing out. I'm pretty pumped to see how the Google Play Edition HTC One M8 looks. So this is gonna be pretty sweet, and like I said, this is Verizon, so this is gonna be amazing that we get a Google Play Edition. And I'll show it to you and we'll walk through it. So let's let this thing flash. Okay, there we go. Everything is gone ahead and flashed, and we can just go ahead and do a reboot system. Now I know twerp does kind of hang just here just a smidge. You can see it's kind of just freezing on the screen, and then it'll reboot. So it does just take a quick second whenever you do reboot system, or anytime you boot out of twerp. Alright, so here we go. We've got the initial screen. I want to check out our boot animation here just to see what it's all about. I'm assuming it's going to be the Google Play one. There it is, Google. And then, yep, that is it. That is the Google Play edition or Google boot animation. So very, very slick. Seen that on your Nexus 7s, and you know all your Nexus devices have this same boot animation. So we're going to let this thing boot up. First boot up could take upwards of 10 minutes. I'm going to guess it's going to boot probably more like in 2 or 3. So I'm not going to make you watch this whole thing, but I'll go ahead and let this thing boot up. If it does not boot up in 10 minutes, definitely go ahead and restore your Nandroid Backup. That's why you made it, so that if you get some kind of bad download or a bad flash or something like that goes wrong, you will be able to restore just by powering off your device, holding some buttons into HBoot, and getting back into recovery. Alright, so I'm going to let this boot and we'll come right back to it. Alright, here we go. We're presented here with the standard login screens. So that's pretty cool. This just looks like it looks exactly like a Google Play Edition device would look. So United States English, go ahead and hit it. And we're going to go ahead and shoot through the initial setup here. I'm going to skip my Wi-Fi because everything else should work. Warning, data charges, blah blah. Go ahead and skip it anyway. Alright, yes, I do have a Google account. I'm going to go ahead and type this in. Alright, we're syncing up my account here really quick. The install or the initial setup for this should be very, very straightforward. Because this is basically like a Google device now, it's just really simple. Basically, you log into your account and boom, you're done with setup. It's a very simple process to do. It's now restoring my data. It does say I have 4G up there, LTE. It just says LTE actually. But let's see how this thing functions here. Alright, just 1 second, and shabam. First thing it represents you with or presents you with here is Google Now. I'm going to go ahead and turn on Google Now. I like Google Now. It has all the weather and things like that are very, very nice. And hit OK. Showing you a couple things about it. And there it is. We are now running Google Play Edition HTC One M8. Very, very cool. Let's go ahead and just walk through it really quick. Let me go ahead and swipe that away. You can see I've already got a notification here from Google Now about my weather. And it's actually wanting to update some of my applications already. Let's go ahead and run through this really quick. This obviously is going to have the Google Play Launcher, or Google Launcher, I don't know how you want to call it, which is really cool. It has the Google Now on the side right there. Has applications in here, same old, you guys have seen it. Let's go ahead and check out the app drawer, and you can see basic stuff. It does have a gravity box in it. The developer put that in there for us. It's a little extra. Does have root permissions, has exposed installers already in there if you like that stuff. If you don't, uninstall them. It's not like you have to have them in there. Very cool. Otherwise, very much just stock Google stuff in here. Let's see if we can show you some other things. You can see that you didn't have any widgets in your app drawer. You actually have to hold down on the home screen and add widgets this way. So let's see what kind of widgets we have in here. Now this thing is still kind of shaky just because everything's still just kind of getting set. It's the first time it booted up. After you let this thing sit for probably about 10 minutes, this thing's going to be real smooth, and maybe even do a reboot. You'll see it all get kind of cleaned up. I'm just going to adjust that really quick. Whoop. Get things how I like them. There we go. Very nice. Obviously we got wallpapers in here. Should be all of your Google wallpapers. Yeah, standard. Sunbeam as well. Pretty cool. Very nice to have all the wallpapers in there. Let's see what else we got in here. Same apps, standard stuff. It obviously does have the search bar, which you can just turn on with your voice. Let's go ahead and give that a try. Okay, Google. What's the weather like today? And you can see very responsive. Didn't actually push anything to activate it. Very cool. Definitely liking this. This thing's just stock and clean. Let's go ahead and check out what else we got here. Here is your basic shortcuts and stuff right there. We'll shoot into settings really quickly. Motion gestures. Ooh, that's kind of neat. Double tap. Pick up phone, double tap. So we still have our motion gestures from this, which I guess the Google Play Edition must actually have. that's really nice. I like that double tap for turning your screen on. Definitely very, very cool. Yeah, basic stock stuff. We'll go into About Phone really quick and just take a look. Here it is, model HTC One M8. Here you can see, if you click on Android. Well, that's funny. I thought you'd actually have something here, but normally you have a K right there, but I didn't. But you can still see it's Android KitKat right there if you want for your Easter egg. There you go. There's the build number. Like I said, Digital High Google Play Edition is the build number. That's the guy who built it. I'm going to turn on developer options, and actually I want to see if this is where you turn on USB debugging, power menu debugging. Okay, very cool. Standard developer options right there. So anyway, that's pretty much what we got on this thing. I'm really excited to use it like this because basically I got a Google Play Edition device right now. So that's very, very slick. I'm going to be checking this thing out and see how I like it on here. Now I will tell you one little note about this ROM. I guess the camera is functional. Okay, say tag photos. No, thank you for location tagging. It is functional, but I guess it's like a little bit slow or something. So it just like kind of hangs or something like that. And actually, you can actually see it already. It's just not extremely fast. Probably a couple reboots and letting it warm up and use it would probably help this as well. But it's just kind of annoying. I think the developer will be working on this some more to try to get the camera to really function a lot better. But at this point, the camera's a little bit slow. So if you have some big problems and you really got to use your camera all the time, you may want to hold off for an update on this ROM. Otherwise, this thing is awesome. Absolutely loving it. So big props to the developer on this. I'll link you to everything on XDA, everything you're going to need to do all this in the video description down below. Hope you guys like this review video and install of the Google Play Edition ROM on the HTC One M8 Verizon. And keep watching for more videos like this on this device and many, many others. We'll catch you guys next time. Rootjunky out.